Okay, this is a blue basket. Again, another Hobby Lobby basket. And here's what's in here. This was one of my yearly challenge pieces for a while, so this got quite a bit of work done on it. Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. The one about Little House. And this is also a Mania start too from a long time ago. So it's on a 28 count antique white linen. That's a see-through kind. So, whoops. Okay, Little House on the Prairie needle minder. Move over. So, I mean, the actual TV show, Little House. So there it is. And of course, I'm not quite to the halfway mark yet, but I'm getting close. I'm also using overdyed, the called for overdyeds on this. So another Mania piece, and this one actually, most of my Mania pieces have, except for that first one I showed you, which was the Star Wars, most of them have a lot more work done on them than a lot of my other pieces that have been left languishing. So, which is good. Excuse me. I have to put the picture back. So that means that I was concentrating on my Mania pieces that were left pretty well on them. Okay, this one is a recognizable piece if you watched last week's regular video. This is Kesslin's Cross Stitch Fun. I picked this one up a couple weeks ago and worked on it. I'm doing it on vintage, I think it's 28 count. Yeah, 28 count vintage Stormy Night 1/1 full cross with sulky thread. So like a smoky gray. So it looks nice with this. This one's so fun to work on. Every time I pick it up, I enjoy it. Next one is a Plum Street. Let's see here. Oh, this is Hedgerow. I worked on this, I think, when I went to another retreat, and I did some work on it, and then I set it aside and forgot about it. And I'm working on it actually on a green fabric instead of like a brown. It's Color and Cotton Pistachio, and it is Belfast linen 32 count with the call for DMC. I like this pistachio color that she has. It's just a really pretty green. There's two of the little hedgehogs there, and on the last one, or the bottom one there, is standing on a little hill that I haven't quite filled in yet. And if you look closer, there they are, the cuties. So this one, you know, is probably more than half done, actually. I should start working on it again. So, get finished. I think, yes, this has been worked on. This is a Riolis kit. It's hedgehogs again. I guess I have my hedgehogs together. Cute little guys. I am just doing it on the kit fabric and with the kit floss that came with it. Not too much done. It's a 16 count, I think, or it might be 14 count white Aida. And I started right in the middle, kind of the lower part. There's a mushroom head, and it's right below the head of the mushroom. with the dark browns and some of the green coming out with the plants. Right about there, probably, in this area. Cute little hedgies. This is Sew to Stitch. This is the time for myself with a young girl stitching, cross stitching. This has DMC threads, and I'm working on, I'm using a Fortnite fabric, Blueberry Cobbler 32 count. Here's my start. This is, you can kind of see the color on this one. This one's real pretty. Back here it's probably about the right color on it. And then to show it to you closer on what I did, I worked down like on part of her clothing, and then I'm starting to go around her face. So that's Sew to Stitch, the time for myself. This I started just during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth. This is a Tim's Past Samplers. They did a Platinum Jubilee sampler. So I started this and did it during all of the celebration. I only finished like one motif, but you know, it was still fun and working on it. I'm using 155 DMC, and I'm doing 1/1 on, this looks like a cream or something, but, or an ivory, but I'm not sure. I know it's a piece of unknown because I picked it out of my scrap pieces because I knew it would work. So I'm pretty sure it's 1/1 on 32 count. Isn't that a pretty rose though? And a little crown there. And that right there is what I did this whole, during the celebration, all of that. Okay, this is another mania that's not done yet. But not, everybody says differently. Panoply of posies, panoply of posies, whatever. It's a Tempting Tangles design. I'm doing this in a red, white, and blue color scheme. My colors are cranberry, sampler cherry bark, Classic Colorworks Blacksmith Blue, Sampler Dungarees, and Classic Colorworks Bamboo. So here it gives you an idea of the colors I'm using. And this is, I'm stitching this on, I think, either it's 32 or 28 count linen vintage country muck. So I like the color choices I've done on this. It's been really pretty and fun to work on. And here you can kind of see the color a little bit better. that is Panoply or whatever, Posies. Panoply Posies. Oh, this is just a kit that I was going to start, so that goes down to... Okay, this is a WIP. I started this. My first Bella Filipina, and that's because I like Bellatrix from Harry Potter. So. I just really like this one. See if I have a... It's being used with the DMC, but let's see if I have a name for this fabric. Darn it all. It might be the called for, actually, though. Let's see. It's not in there. Because I think I remember I had the actual called for fabric. No? Wait. Well, same cobblestone. I'm not sure. It might be cobblestone in linen. They were asking for cobblestone in Ada. So. When I started on her dress, worked my way down a little. Some vibrant, pretty colors. So that's Bellatrix by Bella Filipina. It's a Prairie Schooler pattern. It's actually called Where There Are Bees, but I always kept making the mistake of calling it Where the Bees Are, because I keep thinking of Where the Boys Are song, that old 60s song, but it's really called Where There Are Bees. This one got changed out a little bit, because I think I kitted this for my birthday start a few years ago, and they didn't have all the colors at my local craft center of fine stitchery, so some of the it's overdyes, but some of them are changed out colors. And I'm using a Lugana, and this to me looks kind of like the lace. I think it's called like winter lace or something like that. Probably 32 or 28 count. So there's the motif, the first motif, and a little of the border. So, and I'll call it Where the Bees Are. Oh, I think this is Elizabeth Isles. This is the one I started with Brenda and Laura for Laura's birthday. Yeah. And I didn't do too much, but I did some. I'm using... Oh goodness, I think those are some of my really nice scissors. I should get them out of there and put them back where my scissors go. Nice scissors go. This is a Lakeside linen, but I think it might be the same color as the... No, it isn't the same color. I thought it was maybe the same color as... Oh no, it isn't Lakeside. I've got it stapled on here. It's actually R&R. 40 count Lucky Penny. It's kind of a green color. Very, very light pale green. And I just did that little tiny section to start the border. This is a very pale green, but it's very pretty in person. And I'm using the called for DMC. Oh, Scarlet Letter, sorry. Elizabeth Isles by Scarlet Letter. Okay, this one's still in the Q-Snaps. Oh, this is a pattern that was called, I think it's called Pandemic Sampler. I got it off the internet during the start of the pandemic. I've done a couple pandemic pieces, not got them done, but, and this is in DMC's, I think. Yeah, it is. By Christy Stevenson or Sarcy Girl on Instagram. I thought this was really a pretty sampler, especially on that dark color. So that's what I ended up doing. I found this real dark fabric, and oh, I love how this sampler is looking on this dark fabric. I love it, love it, love it. Every time I see this piece, I want to work on it again. I just think it's so pretty. And this is 18th Century Blackbird fabric by R&R, 40 count. So let me see here. I think, what side did I start on this? Okay, I started on the left side, I think. Let's see. Where did I? Yes, yes. I should have kept a needle minder on this to. And I'm going to put this behind it because it shows through a little. Isn't that a beautiful fabric? This is 18th century R&R Blackbird. And this is just the beginning of the piece with just DMCs, but it just is beautiful. So one of my pandemic pieces with a little work done on it. Okay, the next one is a Halloween piece that I did quite a bit on. I actually should. I have so little time because I'm trying to finish up other things, but I should probably try to finish this up because it actually is close to being done, I think. Maybe it's just the house I have left, or I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it. It's this design in the Blackbird book called At First Cock's Crow. I think this is on Picture This Plus Ale with the, most of the called for DMCs. I mean, over dyes. I might have subbed out because there were some issues during the pandemic because I was working on this a lot during our COVID time. I got the start of the top of the house, but yeah, this is Picture This Plus Ale with most of the called for. I think it looks nice on that ale. And there it is, a close-up, not the real color of the fabric, but you can see the characters. So I basically just have to work on the house and the border around it, and I am done. So probably should do some concentrating on this during October. This one or the Misty Purcell one, the haunted one. Oh, this is a Christmas one I started when I started the Up on the Housetop Teresa Kogut one, the cute one on the blue fabric with the 3 snowmen. This was our kit piece that we got at the Amana retreat, that the Amana gathering, farm girl gathering. It's called Santa Stops Here by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. This is on 36 count on the fabric she sent us with some DMCs and some overdyes. Let me see if I can find the fabric here. "36 count winter brew" by R&R. And I don't think you're going to be able to see that pattern that much. Anyway, I worked on the house first, so. I like those blocks, those bricks for that house. They're really pretty. Some people have finished this and it looks really nice. So I want to pick this back up at Christmas time again, along with up on the housetop, because they're both fun pieces to work on. Okay, there's not too much more here. Let's see here. Well, this is one I just showed last week. This is Elizabeth Cox, 1832, by Hands Across the Sea. This was my WIP Go, what ended up being one of my WIP Go numbers called, for my sampler WIP Go. So let's see here. Must have folded it up the wrong way. Or I could have just shown it to you easier. And then I also posted this on Instagram a few days ago too. This is a 36 count Lakeside Linen Buttercream. With the called for, oh no, not called for. This was a conversion by with Victoria Motto flosses. And I did quite a bit of it right here. I did this leaf, and flower, and that one. And maybe that little leaf there. I got about 856 stitches done, if I remember right. Elizabeth Cox. Oh, this one's still on a few snaps too. And this is a little one. I should get to work on this one. This is a Scarlet House, Mary T. Broom, 1824. This is on Lakeside Linen Exemplar, 32 count, with the called for. I'm pretty sure it's the called for, yeah. Flosses. This is vintage Exemplar. It's so pretty. The colors are beautiful on this too. So this isn't really a very big sampler, so it is on my WIP Go board, but amazingly, you know how funny it is on the WIP Go boards. I put this on 3 times, as well as Elizabeth Cox and a few of the other samplers that I haven't worked on for a long time. This one has not been called yet. Well, Elizabeth Cox, I think, just got its 3rd call. So you know how funny it is. So this one will be called probably on top of each other, you know, like more than likely, since we're getting through the year, like I'll get an October WIP Go choice and it'll probably be for both of them. So I'll just double up on it and work on it. This is another Hands Across the Sea. This one I have worked on a couple times. It was a WIP Go. It was on my WIP Go board. This is Elizabeth Furnace, 1832. I call it the quilted grass sampler because the grass down there looks like quilts. This is also on a Lakeside Linen with the NPIs. This is on a vintage sand dune. And this is what I've done so far. I love vintage sand dune. It's so pretty. And those are the NPI silks. Really pretty. Yeah, let's see if there's any more here. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, it's just a bunch of like needle minders and needle books, things like that, floss holders. This one, though, looks like it maybe has a piece in it. Let's see if it's worked on. I am not sure that I started on this. This was also a little Zoom retreat with acorns and threads. Woohoo stitches with the cute little squirrel. It's possible I did. Let me see. Or I might have been working on something else at the time. We got all our kit floss and thread. Nope, I didn't work on it, so it's not a WIP. So I can set it aside. It's a cute little piece. Okay. Oh, I found what was it? Ada Rose Featherstone. This is a little bit I've done on the Hands Across the Sea one that was in its separate bag that I couldn't find. They're separated from each other. I need to fold this up and put it in that bag. Pretty. The little border is just so pretty. So I'm going to put that with that when I'm done with my video. This is my other pandemic piece, and this is by Long Dog. And it's the infamous or famous pandemic sampler. I'm doing this on a white Lugana with Mrs. Sada's silk threads in the colorway Darling. So only done about 1.5 pages, and I believe there's like 16. But whenever I do pick it up and work on it, I can do it on Pattern Keeper, and it's a fun stitch, and it's so pretty. So I actually usually get a lot done on it. And that's it for this basket. So I have, basket. Okay, so I have one more. Okay, next basket, a black one. This is the last basket. After that, it's full coverage. So these ones are my newest ones. My basket that's used for all of my pieces that I work on a continuous basis. For one reason or the other. If there's a challenge, if there's a sale that I am keeping up on, WIP Go, that kind of stuff. So anyone who's been watching the last few floss tubes, they can just be stitching away because you're going to recognize all of these pieces. So I don't have a cover piece for this. I did not copy one off. I've had some issues with my copier. But this is recognizable to you who've been watching a lot of people who working on Under the Sea. I'm not going to take it out of the Q-snap. I started working again, and I got the 2 little puffer fishes done, and the rest of those little fishes. So up here is going to be another little scuba diver, which will be cute. Anyway, this is the Under the Sea Club by Frosted Pumpkin. This is a Stormy Dawn fabric, linen fabric, 28 count, with the called for DMC. And I hope to have that little scuba diver and the rest of the little fish done in a few days. This one is my WIP Go pick for this month. I haven't worked on it yet, though, so I have nothing to show other than what I showed last week for my plans. So, Long Dog Samplers, an older one called Count Your Blessings. Not in monochromatic. I'm doing it in the color choices, which is mostly overdyes. This is on an antique white, old see-through fabric, Zoigart. So I'll put it on that so you can see a little better what it looks like. And this is also an old Stitch Mania from the very first year, 2017. So again, this will be worked on when there's Stitch Mania, and it will be worked on for WIP Go Choice this month, as well as, I don't believe, it was called one other time, so it may have one more time to get called this year. And it's a pretty piece. When I pick it up and work on it, I enjoy it. So at least it has a little more done on it than some of my other ones, like mystery sales that have like maybe 100 stitches on them. So like I said, these are all ones that you've seen. So I mean, if you watch my floss tubes regularly. This is a heartstring samplery piece band sampler. This is my birthday stitch with my friend Krista. This is also a yearly challenge piece, so I can get some work done on it. I am doing it on 32 count Through the Stones by Be Stitched Me fabric with a sulky thread, a forest green. Let's see, that's not looking good. There we go. And this will get picked up either this week or next week for its stitches that need to be put into it. Again, another one that you've seen a lot if you've been watching. Garden Prelude, my mirror I'm working on. The lady, that violin lady. Stitching this on Picture This Plus Demoiselle. 32 count linen with the called for DMCs. With that big flowy dress, which you see how far it goes. Should be able to get through with these probably a lot faster because I remember everything on them because I've been pulling them out every week. Oh, brother, I can tell you anything on this one without even looking. My Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. This piece has to be done in October. It has sections. I've been keeping up on the sections. It's being stitched with Gloriana Silks on Be Stitched Me, Not Another Sampler Fabric 32 count. 2 over 2. Here she is. The house will be next on it. And then the house is one section, and then one more section of trees and flowers, and I am done. The house is going to be cute. It's kind of like bricks and things. So this is going faster because I know all these pieces. Well, not fast putting it away, but fast telling you about it. Come on. Okay. Next one, let's see. Can't remember what's in here. Oh, this is not a WIP, but I'll show it to you anyway. The My Home in the Garden sale that I'm doing with friends. This is what we're going to do one every year, started in October, and this is what we're going to do for starting in October for the next year for our sale and sections. This is Drawn Thread Sunnyside Sampler. So keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. I'm looking forward to starting that. I have all my threads, some dinky dyes, it's all silks, dinky dyes, MPIs, on a natural raw linen. So, oh, that doesn't go in this count though. So I have to take that out of my count. I counted these and there were 12 in this box, so really there's only 11 because that one has not been started yet. Okay, this is recognizable. Oh, but this should be in with my full coverage. So I'm going to leave this aside because I want to do my full coverages all together because I have a booklet of the pictures, and then that way you can see the pictures well with everyone. So that one will be put in with my full coverage when I show them. This is, I just started this, 4 Seasons Summer, Little Erica Michaels. I'm doing it on 40 count over 1/2 stitch. 40 count Verdal. Even weave. Pretty, pretty. Isn't that little teeny tiny? If I have good light and my strongest glasses, I've been able to do it fine. Those flowers are so cute. And another one. Oh, this is a Gold Dimensions kit. This one actually I hadn't been working on for a while, but I picked it up and I've started working on it for like about 30 minutes a day. This is Gold Collection Lost No More. And the artwork's by Greg Olson. This one I'm not going to take out the Q snaps though, even though I've got quite a bit done on it. I snapped it back in and started working again on this part, which is the his staff and some of his cape. So like right about here-ish sort of. I've already done his head and his staff and this color and then some of the flowers over there. So, after I get some more work done on it, I'll pull it out and show it to you. And it's just being done on the kit floss, which is a 16 count, kind of a light tan, and the kit kit fabric. Oh, this is a WIP, but I'm going to leave that till the end. This is the last Gold Collection one, and the second to the last of the regular WIPs I have before I move on to full coverage. This is Enchanted Ornament Stockings, which you saw last week. It's being done on the kit fabric, which is 16 count Aida, and the kit floss. With the kit floss. So that is the Gold Dimensions kit. And then the last WIP I'll show you before I move on to full coverage is my WIP that I found, which I showed you a couple weeks ago. This is my oldest WIP. I happened to find it, thought I had tossed it. It's a Paula Vaughn from this day forward, and I'd have to pull out the book to show you, but it's on 14 count Aida, kind of a cream Aida. And it's the picture of the girl wearing her wedding dress looking in the mirror. So, in kind of a real pretty cottage patio garden area. So, I'm excited about pulling that one out. And actually, I think I can show you. The Paula Vaughn books are right here. Those of you who've already seen this, you can look aside. But those of you who haven't seen it should probably would like to see what it looks like full. So. And I think I know right about where it is. I have both of Paula Vaughn's books. I still like them a lot. From this day forward, I don't know, they just haven't gone out of style for me. I still like them a lot. So this is from this day forward. That's what it's going to look like. So see, that 1/4 I did was pretty much just her dress. And that's in the Best of Paula Vaughn book 1. So, if you are interested, I'll put that back. Okay, so now it's on to full coverage. Okay, now for my full coverage. I have most of my full coverages in 2 baskets. This basket here, this basket was a basket that a friend gave me that she actually made. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then the other basket I'll show you in a minute after I go through these. All of my pictures of these, I keep them in notebooks, so I'll try to flip through really fast to show you. Only one of them will not be in here, and it's like, I'll try to find it on the phone, but it's kind of like the other montages anyway. It's one of the Janet Stever montages, so I think that you probably get an idea of what it is anyway. So, okay, the top one on this, okay, viewfinder. This is one that I've had a couple people say, oh, please show her again and do her again. And yeah, I want to. She's my full coverage. She's a story keep. She's my Dark Lady. It's Story Keep Maleficent. And I didn't check on Pattern Keeper before I came here to tell you how much percentage-wise I'm doing on these pieces, but I just wanted to show every single one to you anyway and how much work I did get done on them. But I do remember this one had a little more done on it than Lace Maker, my focus piece for this year. It's a Story Keep, so of course it's been going faster. I started it about 1.5 years ago, and this is Story Keep Maleficent. So I've always liked that character. And the artwork is by Anya Kai. This one has been fast to work on because, of course, it doesn't have as many colors as a lot of the others. So even though it says it has 80 colors, to me it just doesn't seem to have a lot. I just slipped off the Q-snap just to kind of give you an idea of the whole thing, even though she isn't ironed or anything else. But anyway, there she is. And I'm doing that one on a 25 count, easy grid, 1/1 full cross. So that is Story Keep Maleficent. In all her glory. Okay, let me see what this one is. It's quite possible, yeah. There again are some kitted up projects in here that I wanted to get started, and I just shoved them in. So this one is not one that's a WIP. So I will set that aside. This one is, okay, let me see if I can find this. This was a gift from a friend who gifted me Heaven and Earth pattern as Shepherd's Keeping Watch. I started this one. I just don't remember exactly when I did, though. I'm not really sure how many stitches. I probably only put about, from the looks of it, I probably put about maybe 300 and some stitches into it. I'm doing it on like a light blue even weave that I'm going to grid myself. And it's all pretty much been dark stitches there. 1/1 full cross. There's Linus up there with this little Christmas tree. You don't mind her. So that's Shepherd's Keeping Watch. Okay. Let's see if I've got the picture of this next one. Sorry, I have to flip through each time, but I want to find the picture and show you the picture before I actually show you the piece. This is one that Sarah, she designs things for people too, and I asked her to make up a full coverage design of this picture of my mom and me. So that's my mom and that's me. Long time ago. I just love this picture of me smiling at her and her looking at me. So cute. So I'm doing this one in basic, not monochromatic totally, but like different, you know, grays and blacks, that kind of stuff. I'm also using a gridded fabric on this one. 25 count even weave, 1/1 full cross. With this one, I really wanted to see, and I really want to go back to this one and see how things are working out. Because this is also a little separate picture I have of it. I stitched all the way across the top, and then started working my way down here because I want to start filling in the face. Because sometimes these ones with like faces look really weird until you fill them all in. So I want to get the whole face filled in and kind of around it and see if I'm liking it. So you can see I started on the one edge, worked all the way down because there were only like 2 or 3 different colors, and then counted down and worked all the way down to where I'm doing like an image now going around the hair and some of the face. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but that's the reason why I moved over like that on this one instead of doing the methods that I like better. And this is also 1/1 full cross, 25 count easy grid. They're all DMCs. So, and this one has about 40, I believe. Yeah, 40 DMC variations of colors. Okay, this next one, let me see here. This is called the Quilts of Cape Cod. A Jane Wooster Scott one. I like hers. I have several that I already bought from Heaven and Earth, but this is really the only one I have started. This one I started a long time ago, before I had Pattern Keeper. And then I added it to Pattern Keeper. And now I'm kind of actually going more diagonal cross country on it. I've got it on a white Lugana, 25 count, 1/1 full cross. So you'll kind of see that part of it's filled in, but part of it's kind of like I decided to kind of meander my way around. So this is going to be a huge piece, so I'm trying to fold it up here. So as you can see, this is the left-hand corner. I'll show you the picture again. That's actually branches of a tree that are coming all down there because I was picking out colors that I wanted to do at the time because I wasn't really following any real method, except at the beginning, the first 2 or 3 of those blocks were diagonal with parking method. But I filled in the park threads when I got Pattern Keeper, and then I just started doing more of a cross country on this. No particular method. So, and the part that got done, sometimes things look different, you know, like that. You see the dark blacks and you see the blacks and the dark grays and the dark blues, and you kind of get a look from that. Well, what's interesting, you don't get a lot of look of green and brown yet, which will come in there, because as you can see, it's like there's the branches going out, but there's more green and brown and kind of light blues that'll reflect the sky. So really all that's filled in, and then this is kind of scattered out. So that's Quilts of Cape Cod. Okay, this next one is one I started when Sarah mentioned she was going to start it, I think on her birthday. Can't remember exactly, but I love hibiscus. And love the colors on this, so I just decided I had to do it too. This is Hibiscus Fairy by Meredith Dillman. So there's the girl with her kitty and the hibiscus plants. A little fairy girl. So this one is on an Aida. I think, I don't have it written down, but it looks to me like a 18 count Aida. It might be 16. With the call for DMC, I'm doing 2/2 full cross. So of course this is going to be a big, huge piece. But I saw the pink eye. It was like a light pink, and I thought, oh, this will look really pretty with this piece. So I opted, and it was already a big piece of like Aida. Green, light pink Aida, so I figured, oh, well, it's the right size. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I kind of, this one again, I didn't have a method when I was working on it. I just decided to go across, fill in some colors, So you can kind of see, you know, it's hard to that is kind of a very pale pink with some of the beautiful shades of red that are going into this piece. All, of course, just at the top left-hand corner, but those are some beautiful colors. I'm stitching this 2/2 full cross because, you know, it's I believe, like I said, it's a 16 count Aida, so it looks better that way. And I'm gridding it myself. Some pretty red colors on that. And that, of course, if you look at the picture again, it's just the upper left-hand corner, with just all those different shades of the pretty reds and pinks right there. Haven't gotten to a hibiscus yet. I shouldn't have zipped this one up. There we go. Put this monster back in here with it being Aida. Okay, this next one is on one of those 20 count grids. It's probably the first, yeah, this is the very first full coverage piece I ever did back pre-Pattern Keeper. Not sure on the year. Well, pre-Pattern Keeper. Not super long ago, maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. It was the first time I picked up a full coverage. And it was plodding along. It was kind of hard, you know. Pattern Keeper has made it just so much easier. So what I did with it is I couldn't find any like of the 10 block grids. So I bought some 20 block and I worked with that. So I filled in 20 block grids. And as you can see, I was parking threads and I pretty much was just filling in the blocks and in pages. And so I got 2 pages done there for sure. I might have half of a 3rd page done. And this is like the curtains and the pretty little fairy lights and all that. Oh, my goodness, I didn't even show you who it is. Ariadne, artwork by Rachel Anderson. My first Heaven and Earth. And of course, it's because of that black cat, and she's a cross stitcher. And the blues and the purples. What's interesting to me was when it started coming to life, it's so interesting how the picture, the colors on it are pretty, but it doesn't necessarily reflect how it looks with the flosses. And as I'm doing, like, I started with the left hand with all those drapes and got all over into the middle there with the little lights, because that's a metallic. And look at how much more purple it looks than blue. I mean, you could see the purple in the picture, but it looks like a blue purple. This looks just like shades of purple. And so when I first got Pattern Keeper, I had a time when I was working on it a little bit to get some stitches. I was doing some challenge. So then I just started pulling colors, and I didn't really want to put in the metallic right yet, so I left the open parts there where the metallic was going in for the fairy lights. So it looks kind of funky because I wasn't actually doing it block by block. So if I remember right, this piece, since it's a full size Heaven and Earth, I think it was 15% done, 10% done. I think somewhere between 10 and 15% was done, but it was picked up probably almost a year ago. So okay, this is this one. This is Bluegrass Festival, artwork by K. Lamb Shannon, with all the guys with their bluegrass instruments. I love bluegrass and country music, and I play the banjo some, not very well. So I love to go to bluegrass festivals. So I started this up as a new piece when I was doing it wasn't a WIP go, it was full coverage, was doing like a cross stitch type of thing, where, I mean, not cross stitch, like a a fill-in board with X's and Y's and O's, you know, like our own, like when we used to make crossword puzzles and things like that. Anyway, they were doing a challenge. This was quite a while ago. I haven't picked this up since then. And you had to do so many stitches for the challenge. So I started this piece. All the pieces I did were new starts for that challenge. So I'll show you what I did. I pretty much did just diagonal. With a little veering off. I'm doing this also on a white even weave. Going over one full cross. So again, interesting. It's interesting to see how those colors look. Because if I show you the picture again, it does not look all brown up in that left-hand corner as much as it does here. But this is like parts of the roof patio that they are sitting under. So, right up there. See, it doesn't look quite as dark. It's just that section there. That's Bluegrass Festival. And now I'm going to grab my other basket. Hey, everybody, so last. My last stitching. This is my other cross-stitch basket with full coverage in it. And the first one I just noticed as I was pulling out is one of the montage pieces that I am doing through the year. And it's the one that I don't have a picture copied off of it yet. So what's good is because I saw that was the one, I pulled it up on my phone so you could see it. So this is Summer Montage. Been working on this during the summer. Well, it's a good thing I've been putting them on regular paper because it's sure not showing up very good. You can kind of get the idea, I think. There we go. This is Summer Montage by Janet Stever, artwork by Janet Stever. It's Pain-Free Crafts piece. And I mean Pain-Free Crafts stitching, full coverage. And the area that I worked on was up here with the rose. With the other ones I show you, you'll be able to tell better how they look. I'm doing all of them on 25 count, even weave, in moss green. So when I showed you that rose, I basically, with this one, I wanted to get some of the framework of that rose in. So instead of doing methods that I normally do, I actually only just went across on the border a little, because you can see up there, these Janet Stever pieces have little borders, cream borders, that enclose different areas of her montage. And this one is the rose part. So that little border got started so I could move my way down and find the rose. So it's kind of cross-country mostly. And you can see kind of the start of that rose there. This is being stitched 1 over 1, grading it myself on moss green 25 count, which all my montages are on that or will be on it. The last one I have to start is the fall one. So, Sarah Stitching Mommy started these, and I kind of jumped into it, and it's been fun to pull them out. We kind of try to plan our time when we're going to try to get 1,000 stitches, if we can, done on these, at least for the season that they're in. So. Okay, excuse me for a minute. I've got to pick up the notebooks I have with the pictures, so because I think I have another montage here. So I'll have to show the picture. Yeah, it's the green. It's the moss green fabric. This one, not much is done on. This was my spring montage. I started it on another fabric and it wasn't showing up at all, at all. And I thought, I have got to change this because I've got to, you know, even though I knew filling it in, it would get better. I just felt better about changing it to the green. So every one of them has gone to the moss green. So again, another montage. This is Spring Montage by Janet Stever on moss green. 1/1. Full cross on 25 count Lugana, and I'm gridding this myself. And I pretty much on this one I had started before and worked my way down trying to get to the, oh wait, it's not spring. Is this spring? No, sorry guys, I'm messed up here. This is actually winter montage. We started winter montage first, kind of late in winter, and I started it on a cream, on like a tannish fabric, and it was not showing up. So I moved to the moss green. So by the time I got back to doing it, I didn't get very many stitches done. My plan was going across and trying to go down and fill in one of those green leaves, which I did not accomplish. There's the whole montage that you can see. It's so beautiful. But I did start down on the leaf, which is right here, the first one. Excuse me for the confusion. So this is really winter montage. So the next one I show you, I think, yeah, the next one I show you would be summer montage. The one that I showed you previously, which was incorrect. No, wait, spring montage, because I showed you summer with the rose. This is confusing. So. Okay, yeah, the one I'm going to be showing you next is spring montage. I did get 1,000 stitches done on this, and I started up at the left-hand corner again, and I'll show you what I accomplished. I did pull in some of the branch work and a little bit of the flower there, the spring flower. Again on 25 count moss green Lugana, 1/1 full cross. And see, that's what I did on that one. So you can actually see some of the spring blossom on that one, and a little more of the border and the branch. And I'll show you that one again just so you can see it. They're lovely pieces. So pretty. All by Pain-Free Crafts. If you're interested in getting them as a full coverage. They also have them as Jan Lin kits. They were old kits where they're not quite fill-in. They have a lot of fill-in, but they're not totally filled in. Okay, this one I actually picked up just a little while ago to work on it with Sarah and Denise. This is African Woman with Peonies 2 by Artisy. Hard to show it without the glare. I started this one diagonally, but I kind of do a diagonal cross country. Because I take a thread and I work it down. So I guess it's kind of a diagonal cross country. Need the thing behind this. This is 25 count gridded even weave. 1/1 full cross. And that's what I've done on it so far. This one again, I believe has 20 some, no, maybe it only has 12. I didn't look up, but it has anywhere between 12 and 18% done on it. It's a smaller piece than a lot of the Heaven and Earth ones. The hand is so cool. I had a friend mention about the hand, and yeah, it is really cool. Right here is going to be a peony, a white one with like pinks and burgundies in it. So that's why it kind of cuts right up to the hand there. So those are some irises. Down here will be, as you can see, some of a green plant coming in. So the stems. It's a fun piece to work on. I really like it. think I know what piece this is because it was near the top too, and it's one I showed last week. This is a Pain-Free Crafts pattern, full coverage pattern. Country Music Dragon by Stanley Morrison. I basically took my top thread, the beginning of the very top, worked it down on this piece, and then finished it off and went to the next one. Kind of a typewriter method. I'm working this on like a pewter gray, 25 count Lugana, 1/1 full cross, and grading it myself. So you can kind of see that it's, I'm working across the top and just filling each different color. And believe it or not, these are different color dark blues and different color medium blues, different color light blues. So that's why there aren't very many open spots there near the top. So those will be the shades of the curtains. So this one I actually worked on a couple weeks ago, so that's the reason why it's easier to say the stuff about it. Okay, that is one that I'm going to start, so it is not being worked on right now. Oh, and this is just my fabric, and I mean this is just my stuff for the beads and everything else for my Electric Light Parade, which basically is kind of like a full coverage. And actually, here's a picture of it if anybody, when I was showing the Electric Light Parade with that beaded turtle, there he is right there, his face and his head and his hat. So there's the mandala for the 50th anniversary celebration, how it will look with the beads and the threads. Kind of fun. So anyway, those are my full coverage. So I have finished. Oh, nope, one more. God, you guys are going to be yelling at me saying, why didn't you remember this? So, and my focus piece full coverage that I've been working on every month for at least 1,000, 1,200, hopefully up to 2,000 for a challenge. And that is the Lace Maker by Miles Burkett Foster. It's an artisy design. I'm also using Lugana that I'm grading myself, and there are 30,000 stitches done on this and 41.86% done on it. So this one I show you usually every couple weeks. And because I threw down the darn notebook, in case somebody doesn't know what it looks like, I should probably try to find the picture. So, oh my goodness. Excuse me for a second. That was dumb. It was right on the top. That's the picture of what it's going to look like when it's finished. So since I make bobbin lace, I always wanted to work on this picture and get it done. So it is my focus piece. So I've done almost half. So that's my last full coverage. So I am going to count up this full coverage and all of these. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, I have a total, let me see. I have 63 regular cross-stitch projects, WIPs. I have 13 full coverage WIPs. So I have a total of 76 WIPs. So I was guessing that I had 100 only because I know the last time I did it almost 2 years ago, I had 50. And even though I was trying to cut down and finish, and I did get a lot finished last couple of years. I did finish quite a bit. But I thought I had started way too many to have the, have it be equal out, which I did because I'm above my 50 regular. So I'm 76 total. So yeah, I ended up including a lot more as starts than I did as finishes. So anyway, that gives you an idea of my counts. And so anyway, that's my WIP Parade. If you have any questions on anything, feel free to email me. That's easier for me. Or you can also, if you're on Instagram with me, it's Colette Stitcher on Instagram. Feel free to text or message me there too, because I'll answer back fast, and unless I don't know the answer to it, and then I'll tell you that I've got to look up, see if I can find anything more on it. So that is my full coverage, and so a little bit more than I would want to have. I think I want to cut back. Other people would just be aghast at that amount. Other people would say, oh, I have 150. And other people would, everybody has their own view on things. I think when I had 40 to 50, actually, I was very happy with that. I like having a lot of WIPs. This much, maybe a little bit too much, but I've gotten really excited about full coverage. Way too excited. And those, of course, will be WIPs for a long, long time. And I know I started up a lot of these full coverage within the last year, because I only had just a few full coverage, and now I have 13, with several more that I had kitted here. So that's probably one of the changes that's a big change. Because I have finished a lot of WIPs, like I said in the past, which may have kept that down to close to 50, but with the added on of the full coverage, it's brought it back up. So, but I'm enjoying myself. So anyway, I'll just tell you, just real fast, find the beauty in every day. It's my little note card here. There's beauty out there. Right now it's all cloudy here, but it's actually kind of pretty. We've been having monsoon rains, so it's been warm, like 80, but cloudy and rainy, and it still is cloudy. So I guess we might have more monsoons in the works later. So I hope you enjoyed it, and check with me on my regular floss tube, and please subscribe, and I enjoy all the comments, everything else. Thanks everybody for subscribing and for enjoying this WIP Parade. So take care, and I'll see you on my next update. Bye.